Check, 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 check. Can you hear me? Check, 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 check. Yes? Okay. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, everybody. I'm just going to lead on here. What was that? Ah, great. Well, welcome, welcome. This sounds like, is it loud enough coming through? Yes? Doesn't sound loud to me. It's not. Okay. Oh, it is loud enough. Evan's going to see if he can volume.
Talk louder.
Talk louder. Talk louder. Or eat the mic, right? Okay. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Glad to see you all here. We are just back in from Western Virginia, Massanutten. More about that later. So we're going to start off. Hine Matov, we're in Temple of Shalom, if you didn't notice. And we're going to be using Mishkan Tefillah tonight. And we're going to start on page 128 with Hine Matov. Welcome my wife Pat here to lead us in song. I'll help where I can.
Hine matovu manayim, sheven achim gam yahad. 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 Sheven achim gam yahad.
Sheven achim gam yahad. I'm ending that one on my own. Okay, and I failed to mention at the start, welcome to those of you who are tuning in from afar on YouTube. We welcome you, and I am here in place of Rabbi Mika, who is in the middle of her month-long stay in Israel, but her representative here, David, how come you don't have to leave? I'm just kidding. Okay, so
those of you who follow Facebook, she already sent us a nice Shabbat Shalom greeting with her mom, singing the blessings for the candles. So if you missed it, you can tune in.
Very good. We'll continue on page 124 in the middle of the page. We'll read responsively. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be, through all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Okay, now we're going to continue going backwards to page 120 for the candle lighting. Do we have Oneg families here tonight?
Oh,
Come on up.
Adonai,
Eloheinu
Eloheinu
melech
melech
haolam,
haolam,
asher
asher
kitshanu
kitshanu
b'mitzvotav,
b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shal Shabbat. Thank you.
Okay. 128. Yeti
Yeti
Nefesh.
Nefesh. Everybody
Middle
there?
of the page.
128?
128.
Yeti
Nefesh avarachaman.
Yeti
Nefesh avarachaman. Mishochav decha. El ritzonecha. Mishochav decha. Ya la 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 la. El ritzonecha. Yarutz avdecha. Kemo aya. Yishtachavei ay ay ay. Ay 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 ay. El muhadrecha.
Yeti
Nefesh avarachaman.
Yeti
Nefesh avarachaman. Mishochav decha. El ritzonecha. Mishochav decha.
Ya
La 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 la. El ritzonecha. And now we're going to turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi. Sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 8. Just kidding. 9.
Anyone have a favorite melody? The
Older the better.
Okay.
We can do that. We know the oldest.
Okay. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor ehad. Ishmi'anu el amuhad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'li tehillah. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla. Likrat Shabbat lehuvin elha. Hi mekor habraha. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof maaseh b'shava tehillah. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabal. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva ore kumi uri, 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 shir daberi, kavod Adonai alayik nifla, lechadodi lekrat kala, Tanei Shabbat nekavla, lehadodi likrat kala, Tanei Shabbat nekavla.
We rise and face the main entrance to greet the bride, Shabbat. Verse 9.
Going to greet the bride. We're going to sing a little higher. Ready?
That's a good.
Bo'i v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha usala, toch emunei am segula, bo'i kala, lehadodi lekrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabla, lehadodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabla.
We remain standing to greet one another and say Shabbat Shalom. Find someone you don't know and say hello, or someone you know. We're checking to see if it got louder. That louder? I think it might be a little louder. Okay, we are going to continue with Hatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba.
Amen.
V'divrach irtei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uv'yomechon. Uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uvizman kariv. V'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach. Yolam olal me'ol maya.
Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach. Yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shmei d'kudisha.
Rehu.
Leila min kol berchata v'shirata. Ushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma. V'imru amen. Please rise if you are able for the Baruch, page 146. You may be seated. And we'll continue with Ahavat Olam, page 150.
150.
150. Sorry, yeah.
Change your paper.
Change my paper.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Ukimu mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu Uv'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Em chayenu V'yoret yameinu Uvahem negeyomam v'layla Geyomam v'layla Yahavat al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael. We continue with the watchword of our faith, the Shema, page 150. Please rise. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We will continue with Yahafta, page 154. If you are in the current trope class here tonight or watching from home, this paragraph, the two paragraphs we're going to read tonight, are all done in Torah trope. And for those of you who aren't in the class, there'll be other classes going forward, but the markings you see on the page that are not vowels are trope. You might just, they sound like as we go through this. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות עבדיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, v'yot lachem le'Elohim. He Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem. Let's continue on page 157 and read the top part responsibly. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. Wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
And now we're going to move to Vishamru, page 162. Melody, up to Mrs. Wall.
David Jaffe melody. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. I'm sure it was another artist. Was no air conditioning. Turn it off. Filling in for Rabbi Meek. I'm sweating.
All right, let's see. So that was Vishamru, and so now it is time for the central portion of our service, the Amidah, also known as the Tefillah, on page 164. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufi agi tehilateha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah.
Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'chonei Hakol, V'zoher Hasteavot v'Imaot,
Umevi Gulel Livnei B'neihem,
Lemon Shimo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Mashiach Magi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Ezrat Sarah. Page 168 at the top. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lahoshia, Morid Atah, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed,
Mechaye HaKol B'Rahamin Rabim,
Tomech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamo Habal Gevurot, Umido Mehela, Melech Memit Mehaye, Umatzbiat Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Doshim b'chol yom yachalucha sela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We will now take a few moments to ourselves, what's in your heart or what's on the pages, and we'll be continuing on page 178. Please have a seat when you've completed your private prayer.
You'd have had Wendy standing all night had you not closed the ark. Had you not closed the ark, Wendy would have been standing all night.
No problem. So actually, we're going to be on page 180 for Oseh Shalom.
Oh, say shalom, shalom, bimrama, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Skip that part. Oh, say shalom, bimrama. Oh, no.
Shalom bimroma.
Uyaseh shalom. Amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimroma. Uyaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru. Amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Sorry, we decided which versions we were going to do, but we didn't practice them. Sorry.
Some of these have been a while. Not
It
even the
has.
choir has done something for
Cobwebs.
a while. Should have had a contest like name the date that was last sung. Okay, we are now going to go to
Bulletin.
the bulletin for the names of those who are ill. And yes, if you have a bulletin. If not,
You can pick one up on your way out.
or check your email. If you're a member, you get a
It's on page 3.
electronic version of this every week. And tonight we're thinking about Aaron Rubin, Amari Cooper, Ann Robbins, Brandon Faison, Prue O'Brien, Daniel Pressel, Heather Mullis, Kathy Lazarski, Pat Gohl, Rita Dalal, Rivka Levin, Selma Wolkow, Dan Friedman, Tammy Langford, William Brill Bradshaw, any whom
Teresa Bisker. Eddie Berlin. I'm glad all your friends are well. That's wonderful.
So we're going to turn to page 371 for the middle of the page.
Misheberak avotenu mikor habraha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberak imotenu mikor habraha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. Renewal of body, renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Okay, and now it is time to have a little conversation about tonight's Torah portion. Put away your Mishkan Tefillah. Moments. Title of this drash, which I did take original text from Eliezer Shem Tov, Rabbi Eliezer Shem Tov, who is a Chabad Lubavitch emissary located in Montevideo, Uruguay. Out. And it is entitled, Are You a Kosher Duck? So, Mostly his words. You'll probably figure out where it transitions to. And so tonight's portion is matot maseh. One source of anxiety and anguish is uncertainty about where one should be. Should I stay where I am or try to move forward? Think, love it or list it, for example. Thank you. Should I be content with my situation or never be satisfied? Which is better, ambition or acceptance? Is what I have enough? Is what I do enough? Can I rest without guilt? An interesting answer is embedded in the very name of this week's combined Torah portions, Matot and Maseh. Matot means tribes. Maseh means journeys. Matot opens with Moses addressing the heads of the tribes, and Maseh begins with the recounting of the 42 journeys the Jewish people make during their 40 years in the desert on the way to the Promised Land. Leaving the actual content aside, the contrast between the two names is itself striking and instructive. The Torah uses two words for tribe, mateh, and the plural is matot, and shevet, where the plural is shevatim. Both also mean branch. The difference, a shevet is a branch still connected to the tree or freshly cut and still flexible. A mateh is a branch that has been detached, dried out, and hardened. Isn't it strange, then, to pair a name suggesting rigidity and rootedness, matot, with one that suggests constant movement, maseh? Herein lies the key to answering the question we posed at the outset. Remember, like, what should we do, right? There is no contradiction between stability and movement. In fact, each depends on the other. Stability should not be confused with stagnation, and growth has nothing to do with instability. On the contrary, genuine growth is possible only when grounded in stability. Constant movement without roots produces neither stability nor real growth. This apparent conflict arises often when people feel they must choose between their ancient traditions and the changing values of the modern world. Many frame it as a choice between stagnation and progress. Do I hold on the traditions of the past or move with the current of the present? But is that really the choice? Must we disconnect from our roots to enter the future? The dual name of this week's Parsha suggests another perspective. The two are not opposites, but complements. That's with an E, not an I. Yes, real progress is possible only from a strong foundation. Without roots, it's hard to determine if there is genuine progress. You may have the sensation of movement, but it could be that you're just being carried along the current, not generating movement yourself. A halachic example comes to mind. For meat to be kosher, the animal must A, come from an acceptable species, and B, must be healthy. One criterion for health, if an animal has fallen from a height, we check whether it might be fatally injured. For a four-legged animal or a chicken, the check is whether it can walk a certain distance without difficulty. For a duck, there is an additional option. It is placed in a river. If it swims against the current, it's healthy and kosher. But it's also kosher if it swims with the current, provided it moves faster than a stick placed beside it. This is what our forefathers had, debated. So, this shows it's not merely being carried by external force, but is generating its own movement. The true sign of progress is when you can move forward under your own power. Movement driven by external currents may be more of a symptom of personal stagnation. It's possible. In the reform movement, I liken this to what many of us do on a regular basis, which is what we're doing tonight, for example. We look at the Torah portion to grasp its meaning and then apply it to our world today. As it turns out, Pat and I had a similar experience this week to the Matot Maseh dilemma. As many of you know, we had a vacation this week in Massanutten, Virginia. We left on Monday, we returned this afternoon. And some of you know that my mom had a fall recently, which was not diagnosed until Monday of this week. In fact, we left early Monday morning to bring my mom to her primary care physician, who checked around, fell and had hit her neck, and she was concerned, the doctor, that there might have been a fracture. So she called the ambulance, and they took her to Anne Arundel Medical Center. And the original purpose of the appointment was to get some pre-op stuff done because has a kidney stone and a stent that has to get removed, and we were going to take care of all those pre-op things, but this kind of overrode it. So what happened was, let's see. So when we got to the hospital, she was sent to the emergency room, which was, and this is the understatement, crowded. So the short story here is they put her on a gurney in a hallway outside, well, actually, not really near the emergency room. Waiting room was just packed. And so she, along with, I don't even know how many others,
Maybe 50 people, yeah.
on gurneys through the day, just coming and going. It was crazy. They said that they normally handle, especially on Mondays, they call them Manic Mondays, I guess weekends, or maybe because there were fireworks or whatever, they handled like over 250 people that day. But anyway, so we were there with her, and it was myself, Pat, my mother's aide, full-time aide, who's a live-in with her now. And the question was, do we stay? No. So based on our experience, our roots, if you like, our sense of responsibility, what's the right Jewish thing to do is stay with your mother until whenever. And so she was on the gurney until 5 o'clock. We had gotten there at about 7:30. And then finally, around 5:30, a doctor came by and was very concerned with the neck, and she set up some scans. Scans came back. The doctor reviewed them, and then she checked with spine experts, and then came back. And she did have a fracture of, I think, back of her neck, and she's actually very lucky because that could be a lot worse. She didn't have issues with the rest of her body. Because it hurts. So they prescribed a neck brace. Not the most comfortable thing when you have neck. So then we finally got all that in place. Didn't really quite have the room on the gurney, but aide said that she would stay with her all night long. At about 7:30 or so, we finally headed out to Hutton. Got in around 11:30, and while we were there, we certainly did some things and whatnot, but we also managed many phone conversations and a video and medicines to prescribe. And going to watch who, when.
Medical equipment
Medical.
and canceling appointments and making new ones. And
it was perhaps not the most relaxing vacation for us, but it did give us time away, and we close contact with my sister, who came the next morning to take my place there, and she stayed for a day or two. It's all kind of a blur now. She just turned 98 a couple weeks ago. So bottom line is she is resting relatively comfortably, but the brace is still abrasive. I don't know. Yes, unintended. Anyway, that's where we stand, and the fact that it, sort of coincided with tonight's portion, I guess, was.
right, so we got to look at the mountains a lot, enjoy the rain a lot, which every time we went out, it rained. But it's a constant watch and constantly being available for a phone call, whatever was needed. So it was, like you said, it was nice to have the time to deal with all of that and not have to have other responsibilities. So that was the silver lining of the vacation.
Okay. See. Uh, Next, we're going to go to birthdays. Birthdays. Okay. See, got a birthday this week. We've got Ryan Baker on the 10th, Danielle Birnbaum on the 11th, Nolan Hurst on the 13th, Naomi Walton. I saw her here
Yay!
on the 14th. It's the 13th.
13th.
I'm reading the wrong line. Yeah. On the 14th is Ethan Bober and Jason Birnbaum. Wow, 2 Birnbaums in 1 week. 15th is Timothy McGilton, and 16th, Elaine Coco and Jason Sober. And we have anniversaries this week as well. Mazel tov to Amy and Ron Bernhay, Meg Gillespie and Matt Waxman, and Leslie and Steve Salters. Yeah, there we go. So, of that, thanks for the oneg tonight. Next, we're going to go to the Alenu, page 506, prize.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, v'ateit gedula liotzer b'reishi, shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim yima'al, u'shkinat uzo b'govei me'omrim, u'Eloheinu eino. Anaknu korim, umishtahavim umodim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai Echad, U'Shemo, U'Shemo, U'Shemo Echad. You may be seated. Close the ark first.
Oh,
I'd like to make a special notation for tonight's yard site for in honor remembering Amy Schoenberger. Her hubby is here, and she's remembered by the Temple family and, of course, by her husband. But I wanted to let you know that the children who are here, there is a scholarship, a youth scholarship for our young people when they're ready to go to camp or junior youth events, nifty events, and things like that, that our sisterhood sponsors. And it is the Amy Schoenberger Youth Scholarship. So be sure you sign up for those. And we thank Amy, loved to see the kids go. And her family wanted us to do something very special. And we thought, ask them, was this be a good thing to do? And they loved it. So we're happy to announce that.
thank you for reminding us of that. And so tonight we're thinking about Natalie Dandekar, former member who passed away this past week, Amy Schoenberger, Betty Stout, Dennis Mulcahy, Margaret Graff, and Sarah Gross. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. We'll continue with the mourner's Kaddish if it is you are in mourning, or if it's your observance to rise at this time, please stand on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. ba'agala uvizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach leolam ulmei almai. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramah. V'yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. You may be seated. Temple announcements. Hey, what is coming up next week? We have, this must be, no, this did not get updated because tonight was going to be the outdoor service. But next week is actually Friday, July 17th. Who knows what's going to happen? You got to be here to find out or read your bulletin. Okay, so for those of you out in YouTube land, the next week Jacob Mullis will be leading services, a fine young man from our congregation, and the following week is going to be Davin and Dine. Do we know where we're going to dine yet?
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. So 2 weeks from tonight, Olive Garden. That's the one at 543 and 95, the new one. You don't have to go up to Cecil County or down to White Marsh anymore. You've got your Olive Garden right close. Just don't get it mixed up with the olive tree because they're not the same thing. What's that? We'll daven here, yeah. Daven and then dine. Okay, looks like the week after that, something else, new and different. You never know. Oh, wow. I'm glad that you reminded me that. On August 1st, did you say? July 31st. Come listen to Wendy and me. Wow. So on the 25th, the Summer Havdalah, at the Davis family's home. So be there or be square. By the way, those of you who are members, you have, is that like too old? Am I dating myself? Or is that what's happening? Okay. So in your ShoalCloud account, you can go on and find out the address and phone number of all of the congregants. So if you're not sure where the Davises live, or you're not sure which Davis family it is, should mention that it's Justin Davis, our membership chair, who is sponsoring, and his wife, I guess, family are sponsoring that. So you can look up Justin Davis and find where they live so you know how to get there. He's your neighbor? Oh, okay. So you can check in with, I'm sorry, I forget. Anya. Yes, Anya. How did I forget? You can check in with Anya how to get there. And I don't know, did I leave anything out, Mrs. Wolkow?
Oh, yeah. Isn't tomorrow the task group going out tomorrow? Sunday, the 12th, July 12th. July 12th on Sunday, the kayaking group.
Oh, the kayaking group, yes.
Yeah, they're meeting at Mariner Point Park. Lunch location to be determined. Boy, I didn't know they did lunch. Anyway, arms rested up, strengthened up, if you're planning to go. And in the next 2 pages, we have our social action chair, Stacia. She's put together some nice flyers for you, 2 drives that are going on right now, so you can read about them later. And the boxes are right out in the entranceway as you come through the front door.
Okay, and there you have it. So we are going to with Ein Keloheinu tonight, continuing our little bit of a throwback here for some of our melodies. So that's going to be on page. Not there.
We
let's
don't
see.
remember.
I think it's right after Adon Olam.
Looking. First one who finds it gets to eat first.
626. That was my next page.
I was past it.
Okay. What melody? Whatever Pat starts with.
Oh, the regular one. And we're going to add a line that we know at the end, right?
The end.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know the very last line that comes after what's on the page here, i.e., you grew up in a conservative congregation, we're going to do that.
Ein Eloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mich Eloheinu, Mich Adonenu, Mich Kemalkeinu, Mich Kamoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, Atahu Shektiru, Avotenu, Levamelech Ekatoret Hashem. Messed up a word. Good for you.
But Shabbat Shalom. Meet us in the social hall for the Oneg.